Hello everybody, it's May 16th, 2022. We're going to go ahead and jump into the Bitcoin chart here. First up is what I said on, well, it should have been Friday, but it was Saturday. So I said on the public video Saturday that we were looking for another push down. Basically, bulls had not proved a bottom yet. And, you know, the larger pattern was looking to come down to about 22.2 to 23.8 as the bottom for the fifth wave. At the time, the micro might have been pointing us to a truncated bottom in the 25.7 to 26.2 area, which is what I'd prefer to see. That is based on the new action. That's out of the picture now because it did come up a little bit higher than where we were on Saturday. So we'll look at what that means today. But I do remain 100% hedged short against my spot buys. I've bought short positions and I'm holding on to those as hedges against my spot buys. As you know, I've been purchasing Bitcoin with my pile of cash that I sold from when I sold Bitcoin and all of my alts above 50K, or right around 50K rather. And I've just been sitting in cash for like 6 months now. So anyway, putting it back in. And those hedge shorts are going to cushion, you know, any drawdown that we have from another drop. And I'll just continue to average down and put more of the cash in, you know, all the way down to 22K if I need to. So on the actual chart now, like I said, we came up a little bit higher than where we were on Saturday. I was potentially looking at this as, you know, a new 1-2 before a third wave drop. That's where I was getting that potential 26K bottom from, but I did say at the time it was certainly possible this was going to turn into a WXY instead, and obviously that seems to be what has happened. Now, that being said, I'm not fully convinced this Y is actually done. It might be, but it is possible that this is doing an ABC up for an even more complex Y. So we would have ABC W, we've got our X down, and then ABC up and a Y. Certainly possible. Anywhere in this range is the danger zone for that Y wave. And now that we have a top and potentially bottom in place here, we can look at what an ABC would look like there. So we're going to have boxes on top of boxes. Anywhere in this region would be the typical, change that to orange. Alright, so we've got orange on top of orange on top of orange. So yeah, here is the larger orange box is for the Y wave. The smaller orange box is for the C wave if this is going to be ABC. So we have overlap basically anywhere in this area here, you know, up to 32.6, maybe even 33K. We could see a push up there. I'm not saying that we will. We certainly don't have any indication in either direction. We have no high probability right now of which way this is going to go. What I do know is that if this goes up more, I'm going to short more. I'm going to add to shorts in that 32, 33K area. And then, you know, I expect a drop from that point. Now, the alternative, which again, we don't have confirmation of yet, would be kind of what I was looking at on Saturday, but it didn't play out, obviously, where this was a 1-2 and I'm looking for a 3 down. This could be a new 1-2 and we're looking for a 3 down. These orange boxes I have drawn right here are based on this drop. It's the 382 to 618 of the drop, which is typical for a second wave to go. Right there in that area, 618 to 382. And then I'd gone down to the micro down here, 5-minute chart, and I was looking at this as a potential ABC, and I came up with this box that would be ideal for a C wave. And so again, we're kind of in the thick of it right there in these two boxes, this overlap. So I'm going to get rid of one just because it's getting kind of messy here. But basically we are in ideal resistance right now for this to drop more imminently if it wants to, but I do not have a confirmation on that at the moment. I would expect if we drop below that last wick, we should see acceleration downwards at that point, but it has been very, very choppy recently, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Assuming we're already done, let's just, for a moment, this is premature, but assuming we're already done, I'm curious as to where this would point to. If that is a new micro 1-2, I want to see where that takes us. So that would be 1, 2, 3 would go to about 26.8, 4 to here, and 5 could take us down to about 26K. So this does support, again, a truncated bottom like I was looking for potentially, whereas the macro chart, the larger chart, is actually pointing down here to this orange box for orange 5. That is below 24K. I don't want to see that happen, but if we don't spend too much time down there, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But I would prefer to see something along these lines where we get a truncated bottom. And because of how bearish we've been recently, I really would not be surprised by a truncated bottom that does not reach that low. Getting to 26 and stopping there when everybody else is expecting below 25K. I've seen people calling for 12K at this point. It's crazy. I mean, the amount of bearishness in the market is ridiculous right now. So I do still view this as a buying opportunity until we spend a significant amount of time below 24K. Below 24K, then my bullishness wanes for sure. But for now, I am certainly viewing this as a buying opportunity, and will continue to average down my position on the way down here, buying more, in the 25, 26K area, and then even down to 22K. I've got spot buys in case it wants to do a ridiculous wick down there and then pop back up. I'm ready for that as well. So that's where I think we are. The only bullish alternative, that's what this purple box is. I'll go over that real quick. Only bullish alternative is this is ABC up in a 1 instead of a W. And that would mean we then would need to see an ABC up into the purple box, and we really have already kind of failed that because we have an ABC, wouldn't get anywhere near that box unless it's making, again, a more complex pattern, which is possible. It could even do a 5-wave move up, I guess. But regardless, it has to reach that purple box, which is at least the 1.0 extension, and ideally up closer to the 1.382 for this to make a diagonal upwards. But I don't view that as a very high probability, and I hate diagonals. They're really, really not great trading cues, and they often break down. When you think you're making a diagonal, they often just turn into a 3-wave move that breaks down. So, I am not looking for that, but that's why I have that purple box on there. Just as if it gets up there, I need to be aware of the bullish alternative that we have. But assuming we don't do that, I am looking for downside. I just don't know exactly how low we're going to go until this starts playing out a little bit more. Once we get, assuming this is the top here, once we get the next move down for a 3 and we have a 3 confirmed bottom, we'll be able to get an even better idea of where the micro would point to. Because if this extends, for instance, extends down, instead of going here, which would target just that area, if it extends downwards, that could begin pushing this down into the 24K area, or even below if we extend really far down on that 3rd wave. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on, what that next drop does and exactly how far down it goes. And we will go from there. All right, everybody, that sums up Bitcoin for tonight. I will touch base with you all on Friday. We'll see where we are at that point, and we'll go from there. Have a good night. Make sure to check out a suggested video here going over what I was saying months and months ago about the markets. You can see how right I've been. I'm very humble as well, as you can tell. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get the updates. And you can know now what will be proven in 6 months. All right. Good night, everybody.